Hi, this is Sandy Power. I'm the Director of Financial Aid for Maysville Community and Technical College. And today I'd like to talk to you about what you need to do in terms of financial aid when you're getting ready to leave Maysville. So let's say this is your last semester and you're thinking about graduating or you've applied for graduating. There are a few things you should know in terms of your financial aid to keep it healthy. So the first thing is transferring. If you plan to transfer to another institutions, and we hope that you do so that you can continue your education, then you will want to make sure to go into your active FAFSA and change the school code. Change it from Maysville to whatever institution it is you're attending. This is especially important if you transfer in the middle of the year. Let's say that your graduation date is December and you want to go on to Northern Kentucky University in the spring semester. It will be important for you to go into your FAFSA sometime in mid-November and change the school code from Maysville to NKU's school code. This will ensure that NKU will receive your financial aid file so that they can get you ready for the transfer. If you're transferring in the fall, then you just want to make sure that you've listed that institution on that year's FAFSA. For example, if you are starting the semester in the fall of 2018, you would want to ensure that your 18-19 FAFSA had that institution's school code on it. So that's important to know. The second thing you need to know is Pell Lifetime Eligibility Units. We refer that to Pell LEU or the 600% rule, and basically what that means is that there's a limit to how much Pell Grant you can receive as a student. And if you're working on your associate degree and your bachelor's degree, that would be up to 6 years of full Pell Grant. So FAFSA tracks that by the enrollment that we report every year, and they keep up with it for you so you don't have to. But it's important to be mindful that if it's taking you 3 years to complete your 2-year degree, which it does for most of us, me included, then that means that you've used half of your lifetime eligibility for Pell Grant. Now don't stress, because if you, let's say one semester you went half-time, so let's say in the fall semester you only took 2 classes, and then in the spring semester you were full-time, well, the percentage of your usage for that year would be 75%, not 100%. So it's calculated based on your enrollment. So just note that you have 6 full years by a percentage of how many classes you take full-time to use Pell Grant. So that's something you need to know. And if you ever want to know at what level you're at, you can go to nslds.ed.gov and you can sign in with your FSA ID and password, and this will tell you what your total usage is. We would also love to help you, so if you stop by the financial aid office, we'll be glad to share that information with you too. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you about when you're getting ready to graduate is student loans. If you have taken out a student loan, once you graduate from school, that you fulfilled your contract with the student loan people by graduating, they're going to give you 6 months to become gainfully employed. That's considered your grace period. After 6 months, you're going to get a notice that your first payment is due. Depending on how much you borrowed will determine how much your repayment amount is per month. Just know that the standard repayment plan, which if you do not pick a plan, you're going to be put into a standard repayment plan, the least amount that you could pay per month is $50. But I want you to remember something from this video. It's called income-based repayment. There are several income-based repayment plans that you can choose from. The basic one, income-based repayment plan, looks at your discretionary income. So what is your living expenses, your taxes, and so forth. And then your repayment is based on 10% of your discretionary income. If you're finding a hard time getting a job that's paying all the bills and your income is not at the level that you thought it was, or let's say you didn't graduate, you just stopped out of school for a while, but now 6 months later the loan payment has come due, you definitely want to check out income-based repayment, because it could mean the difference between a really high payment versus a very low payment. So just remember that when you're choosing a repayment plan. And here's the thing about student loans. and repayment. You want to be on top of it. Don't let things go. Always stay up to date with your servicer. Make sure you contact them when your address changes, your email address changes, your phone number changes, so that they can provide you with the information. If you're struggling to make a payment, you want to get on the phone and call them. They're there to help you. They are not there to hurt you. So you definitely want to make sure. And there's options for you if you cannot make repayment. There is something called deferment, and there's also forbearance. These are two options that can delay or postpone your repayment until you get into a situation where you can make the payment. But the main thing is to go to nslds.ed.gov, sign on with your FSA ID and your password, look and see who your servicer is. There'll be an 800 number you can call to get a hold of those folks, and you can start developing a relationship with them. So don't hide from your student loan repayment. And also, if you just can't navigate through the repayment process, please come to us and talk to us, and we'll help you navigate that process. We also work with a company called KHEA, the Kentucky Higher Education Assistance Authority. They do student loan management for us, so they will call you too when you leave here, and they will talk to you about repayment plans. So if you get a call from KHEA, they're there to help you, and we are paying them so that they will help you. So just remember to always stay in contact with your loan servicer. Always make your payments on time, and whatever you do, avoid defaulting on your student loan, because it will ruin your credit and it will haunt you for your entire career. We have heard horror stories about people getting their Social Security checks garnished. So the feds will get their money, so it's best to do it the easy way and to stay in contact with them. And those are just some things you need to know when you're graduating.